If China's hurting, start worrying about them bolting, and not just from stocks, but from our debt. And Colorado State Treasurer Walker Stapleton says that is when the problems could really get going. China owns trillions of dollars worth of our Treasury notes and bonds. That's a whole tempting pile of cash. Walker, welcome. So are you saying that China then starts cashing in on that cash and the problems cascade, or could?
Absolutely. It's no surprise we're having this conversation, Neil, because we don't have very many levers to control the Chinese economy, but they have an awful lot of levers to control our economy. And that should come as no surprise to anybody, because essentially we've had the Chinese pay off our credit card debt. And that's a point of vulnerability that the United States of America absolutely should not be in. And yet we're at this point of vulnerability because we cannot keep our own fiscal house in order.
Yeah, but I always think, Walker, without being naive about this, that China needs us a hell of a lot more than we need them, in this sense that they have this great surplus and can invest this money because we buy a lot of their crap, and even the bad stuff that was killing our pets and hurting our kids. You know what I'm saying? That they need us. But now here's where I do agree with you, that they're hurting and that they might need this cash. And even if the intent is not to directly go after us, they're going to need money, and they've got trillions sitting here.
Well, look, our economy is linked to the Chinese because we have basically, America has sold a piece of itself to the Chinese.
Absolutely. No, you're right about that.
And that is not helpful to the American worker, who has nothing to do with the macroeconomic trends in China, who cannot control the downtrends in the Chinese stock market, and yet will be paying for many years to come for our economy being inextricably linked to China.
Here's the double jeopardy moment. What they can't control themselves. The beast that they created is turning on them. Yeah, the Chinese government unable to control its manufactured market, and it's scaring the you-know-what out of them. And now I think they're very close to a point where they're going to be looking for change under couch cushions.
Well, you make a very good point, Neil. We already have a massive trade deficit with China of about 4-to-1 in terms of their imports to us versus our exports to them. And a weak Chinese currency can make that trade deficit even worse. And I think that this conversation is about the United States finally getting its fiscal house in order. I'm not an isolationist, but we need to stop relying on countries like China to bail us out of our economic troubles. And the more vulnerable we are in terms of our debt and our spending, the more susceptible we are to getting driven down the sinkhole right along with China.
All right, Walker, it's always good having you, my friend. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Neil. Take care.
He is the treasurer of the fine state of Colorado.